Okay, it's Kathy Kennedy. It is Travel Talk Tuesday at 2. I am just a few minutes early, so just want to kind of get set up here. So while you guys are hopefully starting to stream on, and as you stream on, be sure there's a little box below or there's a box off to the side. If you guys just put your name in there, let me know you're there. It's really cool. We got a lot of good information we're going to share, and that's where I'm going to go right now. So while you guys are going to sign on, spreading the word, I am going to, there we go. So I'm going to kind of get things started here because I have a little slideshow that we're going to be going through. Hey, there we go. So how you guys doing out there today? All right, I see Mr. Veda Shoop is on the line. See, I'm kind of working off to the side here. Let's see if I can kind of move this around a little bit. I'm doing this a little bit backwards today. I don't know. Can you guys hear me okay? Miss Vicky Short is on the line. Hey, how are you? Hey, Vedas, is it as hot in Virginia as it is down here? Miss Deborah Weingar is on. Yay. So, you know, it's kind of like we brought a little bit of that Cancun weather back with us. What do you guys think? You know, the thing I'm missing is that Caribbean breeze and the Caribbean breeze, and I'm missing that crystal blue water. That's what I'm missing. Yeah, more than anything. You know, this is really weird. I am doing this backwards. Of course, I've been a little backwards since I got back from Cancun. Anybody else feeling that way? Veda says record temperature in BSG. Record temps in, what does that stand for? You know, Mr. Ron Jones is on. How's Miss Pat? She with you too? We're going to start here. It is 2 o'clock. Oh, look who snuck up behind me. It's Nally. You guys missed Denali. Hey, Miss Lois Bridges. Denali, what are you doing? Come here. Ta-da! Oh, geez. Right. All right, you guys got to bear with me. All of a sudden, my computer decided to do a scan. Oh, that's funny. So this is my hardworking dog. This is what he does. He gets on the couch and he does more things to that pillow than, I don't know. Denali, are you there? Are you okay? You gonna make it, buddy? Huh? He's tired. He don't like the hot. He does not like hot weather at all. Hey, Miss Deanne, how are you out there? Oh, Big Stone Gap. Thank you, Vedas, for giving me the BSG. Okay, I tell you, I'm out of it. I'm totally out of it. So in Big Stone Gap, we're in record temps. Well, we're in record temps here, I think. And then next week, we're all going to be wanting to cuddle up by the fireplace. I don't know, but I'm ready to go back to Cancun. I'm ready for Caribbean breeze. And anyway, we're going to get into that. So it's 2:01. I'm going to get started. Hey, Miss Joanne, Nashville, Tennessee. Is it hot in Nashville? I got Nashville on the line. It's got to be hotter in Nashville than it is here. There's just no breeze. So Denali here is going to be supervising in the background. I can't believe he's doing that. So let's go through what is going on in travel. Hallelujah. We've got some good news. Hey, Miss Louise. Miss Louise is on her way home from kayaking. You know, Louise has got water in her veins. She's either on the water, in the water, or looking at the water or photographing the water. She's a water girl. Ooh, Nashville's in the 90s. No thanks. Well, what am I talking about? We'll probably be 90. Of course, I'm probably not going to get out of the office. It's kind of been stuck to the office type world. But right now, I'm not complaining. As some of you know, I worked really hard for you guys yesterday, and I think we're going to keep working real hard this week, and I think it's going to really turn out great. So let's run through some of the stuff that's going on here. Let's make sure I got the right. All right. Well, first off, what's been happening? Now, let's see if I can make this a little bigger and make me smaller. There we go. So I don't know if it was the last time I was here, but my handsome son and my gorgeous daughter-in-law, I can now say, had a wedding. And April the 18th of 2021, we got all the wedding pictures in. When I was in Cancun, they sent the file over. And oh my God, I've just been going through them and redoing them and whatever. They are just, he is so loving married life. And it's just wonderful. He says, yeah, he had a retreat he went to. My son is very religious, and he had our religious retreat up in the mountains. So he was away from Valerie for the weekend. And so on his way back, I said, well, what are you guys going to do? Whatever my wife wants to do. I loved it. So it's really, really sweet. So that's one thing that's been going on. Hey, Mr. Arthur Day down in Texas. It's got to be hot in Texas, right, Mr. Day? How's that lovely wife of yours, by the way? So we're in the 90s up here. We've got Texas weather. You're going to come? No, you're not going to. No, you're not going to go in there and get stuff. So this one here is now wanting to get in trouble. Yeah, why don't you go back on the couch? Okay, go back on the couch. Speaking of which, my next one, this one has been very lazy and this is my baby. He's been very lazy and he's been very stuck with us. So he's, like I said, he's been hounding that pillow over there since he got back. Because, of course, we left him. We left him in a wonderful kennel. He had playtime. He has a play yard. They do romper room, whole 9 yards. He's got other dogs he plays with. So he had a really good time. But I think he's been worn out because he played too hard. Now, look, this is how dead he is. Now he follows me everywhere I go. Do you guys get animals like this? Like I'm in the bathroom this morning. He won't move. I even threw my house coat on top of him. Still wouldn't move. He laid like that for like 30, 45 minutes. So anyway, that's my joy. So leaving that, let's get into the travel world. Okay. Who remembers me saying, hey, Margaret? Margaret is there. She is a sweetheart. I'll tell you what, I love I'm off track again. That's me today. I love spending time with Arthur and Margaret. They are awesome folks. I am so glad you guys are going back down to Margaritaville. Okay. Warm but rainy. Ooh, no, we don't. Well, we kind of need rain, but I don't want to say it too loud. Okay, so you guys look at this graph. So if you remember, I want to see hands out there. Who remembers me saying in January that this is what was going to happen? That we were in the worst of it in January. It was going to make a slight dip in February, and then it was going to slide down. And by the end of May, we would be almost flatline. Anybody out there want to tell me that I did say that? I said that on a travel talk. You can go back and research it. Well, guess what? That's exactly what happened. I'm not smart like that. I'm taking all the numbers and everything, and the feedback that I was getting was from all the executives in the science, so to speak. So it was pretty much true. So having immunity, the vaccine program, masks being worn, all of that is just taking everything right down. So with that happening, then a lot of things, and I'm sure all you guys have heard that if you're not out there celebrating it with no mask on, the CDC has tweaked that cruise mask wearing, shore excursion rules. By the way, this is dealing with cruises. This is the newest information for cruises. Now, for those of you who don't know, cruises are going, and they're coming into the U.S., and so the CDC is absolutely feeding them information almost weekly, if not daily. So no mask. This is with the CDC for cruises. No mask on the outside deck. No mask at dinner or eating. Can you imagine trying to? No. You can able to roam the ports. No COVID testing, pre, prior, post, or required. Now, obviously, this has to do if you have a vaccine. Hey, Miss Barbara Tunnel. Holy cow. We got everybody from everywhere on here. You down in New Smyrna Beach, Florida. I know it's hot down there because it's hot up here. It's hot and rainy in Texas. We got Virginia on, Texas on. Judy. Hey, Judy's on. Holy cow. We got Nashville on. We got both sides of Tennessee on. Where you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I love it when you guys are all hop on here. So anyway, this is a scoop on this. And I also, let's see what my next slide is because I can't remember. Let me go back. I'm going to go back. I just literally listened to a Princess live with John Chanowski, and they're feeding, the CDC is feeding the cruise lines information daily. So there's just a lot of questions out there. Am I going to have to wear the mask at all on board the ship? Am I going to be able to walk around maskless once I'm in a port? If I'm vaccinated, not vaccinated, blah, blah, blah. And they're feeding them that stuff as they go. But it also has to do with the ports of call that they're going into. And a lot of people are saying, well, do I need to be vaccinated to get on a cruise? Right now, it depends on the cruise and it depends on the port. So the negotiation with Alaska and Seattle is that if you're vaccinated, then there's no mask. So each one is going to be a little bit different, which is always going to keep us all a little bit more challenged from a travel agent's perspective to always be on top of the information to make sure we're giving you what you need for where you're going. Hey, Miss Darla Klein. Dang, we got almost all of Nashville in there. You're kind of like, there's Nashville, and then, Darla, you're like in, I don't know, you're north of Knoxville. Are you north of Knoxville? And then we've got us. So we got everybody on board. I love it. All right, what's next? Okay, the news came out. Rivers are starting. Hallelujah. So AMA Waterways details plan to restart on the European rivers. Also, if I don't have a slide on this, and if you haven't heard, Viking has now started rivers in France, the Danube, and Portugal. That's it so far. And again, a lot of it doesn't have to do with the ship and the river, has to do with the country that you're going into. So I need to plan a river cruise this year. So I am somewhere going to sandwich in a river cruise probably towards the end of the year. And I'm thinking it's going to be France. So I can't wait to get back over there to see what's going on. So AMA is sailing, Viking is sailing, and I'm sure the others are going to be coming right behind. Now, this is kind of the June-July timeframe, just to let you know. And again, my next slide. The EU agrees to reopen its borders to visitors who are fully vaccinated. And again, it comes down to being fully vaccinated. You're south of Cooksville. Darla is south of Cooksville. South of Cooksville. That's kind of Nashville up here. Cooksville's down here. I'm not sure. You know what? I know more about Europe than I know about Tennessee. That's because I don't send a lot of people to Tennessee. I send them out of Tennessee just to Europe. But getting back to the travel part, the EU opening up to fully vaccinated people. So right now, the vaccinations, and I think everybody I know everybody that was with me in Cancun was vaccinated. And I know that I believe everybody that's going with me to Alaska is vaccinated. So it's just the way to go. You guys need to go get your vaccinations. Now, I know that there's some people out there for medical and for religious reasons are not. And in that cases, I don't want you to get discouraged because it is that there are those cases of exceptions. And those are things that we would work and go about making sure that. So I don't want you to think if you're not vaccinated, you can't sail, but I'd say vaccination is the way to go. Okay. Italy. Here's the next one. Italy. Oh, I want to go to Italy. Italy may lift its quarantine restrictions for U.S. by June. Now that's a May by June. Italy opens to Americans, but only on select flights. Now, I also heard this morning, and I don't have a slide on it, but a little rumor that the airlines are starting to get competitive. And I think it's JetBlue is actually going to be doing some direct flights from New York over to Scotland, London, Ireland area and taking out the big three that usually does that. So this whole, the whole airline little deal that's going on, somebody could go out and write a soap opera on it. You could just do the days of our lives of the airline world. Oh, Lord help us. Okay, more news on travel. Disney, Universal loosening mask requirements at the Orlando locations. So more and more and more, you guys are going to be seeing these masks come down. I'm going to mention this, and for you guys, it was in Cancun with me. You might want to pipe in on it. But one of of course, when we landed in Cancun, and while we're on the plane, we're in a mask. And when we get out of the airport, we're in a mask. When we're in the limo to the resort, we're in a mask. We get into the resort, and the only people in mask were the staff. nobody. I don't care if it was at dinner or was at the entertainment that night, was on the beach, by the chair, in the pool, wherever you may have been. It was almost like, and I kept saying to Pat, oh my God, deja vu. This is almost like normal. This is almost like it was, go back in time, 2019. So it was really, really cool. Well, when we came home from Cancun, I had a doctor's appointment, and which didn't go the way I wanted. But anyway, I went to the doctor's appointment, and I go to sit down. Now, I'd gone to the doctor before, and I went after, and everybody had masks on. So when I came back, I would go to sit down, and I looked at her, and I said, I'm the one in the mask, and they weren't. And I looked at her, and I said, we don't have to wear masks. She says, not if you're vaccinated. Poof, off it went. It felt so good. It just felt so good. Okay, I'm continuing. I know, I'm diverting here. Third Viking ship will be sailing out of Malta this summer. So Viking, just to let you know, they're putting out some really crazy itineraries. The one that, and I haven't checked the status since I got back, was Iceland. So they were actually doing a sailing all around Iceland. I mean, all the way around. I think there's like 8 excursions. Phenomenal. Not that expensive for a Viking. And sold out. And then they added, right before I left the country, they added like 2.5 months more. And I don't know what the status is right now, but being able to sail a country is, you've got all the one protocol. So it's really cool. They're doing the same thing in Bermuda and now Malta. And they're doing some of the Mediterranean. So they keep adding to that. So it's a very popular destination. Uh-oh. I forgot to turn that on. Sorry about that, guys. And I don't think it's any of you guys that are calling me. So they'll leave a message, hopefully. Okay, now, here's this one. I put this up there. It's like, should I do this or not? Business is on the rise, but so are the headaches, travel experts, agents say. Now, I read this and I really identified with it. And I just kind of want to, and I'm hearing it, is if you remember what travel was like in 2019, and then 2020 hit, now we're half into 2021, we are not, even those trips that are going to take tomorrow, the next day or the next day, we are not going to go back to 2019. I can't get the suppliers that we probably had before. Short trips, for example, is out of business, doesn't even exist anymore. There's many suppliers that aren't there. So we have to double, triple check to make sure what we're doing is your expectations. And it's pain, there's longer lines, there's more to hold. And if someone, and thank God I've been in the business as long as I talked to 2 people yesterday and I knew they were new, and I cited the regulations to them, and they said, no, that's not right. I was right. I had it in print. So it's a change. And it's going to take patience, and it's going to take time, and it's going to take understanding. And I just think I have the best clients in the world. I'm touting you guys right now. I have the best clients in the world because you guys are so bloody understanding, especially after all my texting to you Alaska guys yesterday. Because it's on our end. If you're with a good travel agent, and I'm going to quote that, then you've got someone that's double, triple checking, because maybe what is said, you just got to double check it. So there's a lot of things. Just keep in mind, I know you want to go back to how travel was in 2019. I want to go back the way travel was in 2019, but whoa, it's going to take some time to get there. When it does come back, it'll come back even better, because there's a lot of things about 2019 that I was frustrated with. I don't know if you guys were. Hello, Miss Carolyn. Carolyn's on now. One thing was it was getting overcrowded. I mean, there was just places. Venice was threatening to shut down. The parks were threatening to shut down. It was just overcrowded. Then, of course, then it went, and then we got nothing. So many of these just amazing places are now going to open back up, and they're going to open up slowly. I can't remember who it was this week, a tour operator. And they said, all the clients that had, because I said to them, I said, I want to know what's the experience like for the guys that just came off this tour. I want to know what the experience is like for the people who just visited this area. And they said, it's been it blew our minds because they had more time to get immersed into the area versus fighting the crowds. And that's the reason why this next slide I'm not going to talk about is Alaska. And cruising is back. Yes, cruising is back in Alaska. And it's going to be better. And I tell you what, for you guys know I'm working my butt off for you. And I am for this Alaska trip that's coming up. But it is going to be one of the most amazing trips I've ever taken to Alaska. And yes, this will be my 12th trip to Alaska. So let me tell you what's going on. Okay, so the PVSA, it is an act that was created in 1886, which prevented any type of cruise that left the U.S. to come right back to the U.S. without touching a foreign soil. Canada made the statement that nobody is going to be coming and touching their soil. In fact, their borders are closed and to large ships until February of 2022. So Congress, the Senate, Republican Party, and Biden signed it this week, have put in a pause to that particular act, which, by the way, was in 1886, I think was when it was written. So they've put a pause in, which means it's going to be a short season, but for the short season, it's going to be coming back to Alaska. And if you guys, I know many of you have been to Alaska, you know they need this. I mean, they can they can live off the grid. Yes, they can. They're hardy people up there. I know plenty of them that live off the grid, and they can make their living, fishing and hunting and doing all that stuff. But tourism up there, it really, really was at its peak when I saw it. And I did 2 trips to Alaska in 2019. So here's the announcement. Princess is resuming. They're coming back with limited ships. And Princess is coming back. Holland's got a ship or 2 coming back. Carnival, I guess Carnival's got one coming back. And Royal never left and Celebrity never left. So they never really suspended or pulled anything out. What they're doing is now that the act is approved, they are shifting and moving some things around. Unfortunately, so Alaska is going to be sailing only the inside passage. So here's what's happened, and I know many of you on here are doing this with me. And for those of you who aren't, you will be getting my pictures. But on most of us decided to do July the 13th. We're going to fly up to Fairbanks, Alaska. Can you guys see that up there? Right here, right there, Fairbanks, Alaska. And we're actually going to be 3 nights there. And then we're going to rail down to Denali, rail down to Talkeetna, favorite. We're going to coach down to Anchorage, go over to Whitaker by train. Not done that one. We're doing the Prince William Sound, Seward 2 nights. I love that little town. And then doing the Kenai National Park. There's a lot of areas. I've been to Alaska. It's beautiful. You guys are going to be mind blown when you see it. So we have the rail portion. That is still a go. And that will all happen until the 22nd. And if you see my little arrow there, this is the part of the tour that got canceled. But because Royal is Royal, they suggested, hang on. I needed it's allergy season. Oh my God. I'm not allergic to palm trees. I need to go back down there. Anyway, they have now allowed us to do a lift and shift on 2 separate sailings. This is called the southbound that got canceled. Now they're going to allow us to take the ones that were on that choose to, are going to allow us to take that and then move it to the Serenade of the Seas. It's going to be sailing July the 26th to August the 2nd. Now, if you see, I'm saying join the group for this special trip. It's open. Now, for the guys that are on the rail, we're currently working on this, that once they get through with the rail, they're going to hang out in Anchorage for a couple of days, which ain't a bad thing, by the way. And then they're going to catch a flight down to Seattle. Anchorage to Seattle, short little U.S. flight. And then they're going to hang out in Seattle. I can tell you thousands of things to do in Seattle. Love it there. Hey, Mr. Frank Johnson. And then they can do the Seattle, Sitka, Icy Straits. They're doing the Endicott Arms and the Dawns Glacier. I did that one. See, I've done Tracy Arms. I've done Hubbard twice. Glacier Bay. Endicott, I'm pretty sure I've done them. But every glacier is amazing. Juneau, Ketchikan, and then back into Seattle. Now, my group is just going to be coming down. There's 14 of you guys. I don't know if you guys can see the pile of paper over here, but this is all you guys. I'm waiting for things to get loaded and changed around for you guys as I shoot you the information. But for those of you that are watching that want to get to Alaska this year, Serenade of the Seas is now open. And July the 26th through August the 2nd, you can join a lot of these guys that are currently on the call, and they're all going to be there on the ship. So meet up with your Tri-City guys in Seattle. So just a thought, if you guys are thinking about getting out of town to Alaska in July. Now, what happened here? Let's go back. So that's kind of all what's going on with the news, and that's what's happening with all that. So now I want to watch. I got to go through this trip, and I got to have a little background music. How's that? Can you guys hear that? Is that too loud? What is that? Somebody tell me. Type. I know you can hear it. Margaritaville. So that's what we did. So long story short, I'm going to run you through our little amazing trip in Cancun. I don't know. Everybody, if you guys are on here and you were with me, then you guys need to be commenting on some of this. We landed. Let me tell Alexis to lower that. Alexa, lower the volume. I love having an assistant in here named Alexa. So anyway, here is when we landed Lomas. We were picked up in this amazing luxury villa, limo. Actually, we rode it for several days. And Lomas Travel is who I highly recommend. We ended up in Margaritaville. And I don't know about you guys, but if you have any type of celebration that you would love to do, this resort is just amazing. I'm going to have to turn this down now. It's not working. All right, I'll stop it. All right, so I can't talk and listen to music same because then I want to get up and start dancing, right? Fins up, Vicky says. Absolutely, fins up. Margaret Day says, one of the best trips, Kathy. And I don't know about you guys, but I think the timing was just absolutely perfect. That was my first trip since February. We got back from Super Bowl, February 2020. So this was literally the very first trip. We had a cold winter that wouldn't go away, wanted to shoot the groundhog. We land. Now, granted, it was 88 degrees, but I don't know about you guys. It was just wonderful. It was like I was just bathed in warmth and their hospitality. We walked into our room and had this on there, and this place was just crazy. In fact, I don't know, and I know Margaret and Art love this. Deborah says, I'm ready to go back. Well, you are. You're going back in October for sure. But those you see those hanging swings, guys? They had them everywhere. And over in, we were kind of like a building or two over, and they had them at, I don't know, one of the bars, swim up bars or whatever. You could just sit in there and reading a book. And I think I'd see Art and Margaret in there all the time doing that. And, oh, yeah, Vicky says, yeah, shoot some of these comments out to me, guys, because Vicky says the sanitation was unbelievable. I mean, we're talking pristine, amazing, clean. It was insane. But this is the beautiful resort. And, of course, our favorite spot, or we learned for it to be our favorite spot, was the 5 o'clock somewhere swim up bar or bar on the outside. Pat is trying to take his surfboard into the water. Oh, and Deborah, she did the smart thing. I love that photo. She took one of, there was a lot of surfboards all throughout. So she took the surfboards out. You see the white beaches right behind you. It was just absolutely beautiful. And then our first night there, now over to the left is where everybody started to kind of get into. And if you know anything about Margaritaville, that flip-flop is signature. So any Margaritaville you go into, you're always going to see that flip-flop up. And, of course, we had a small group dinner for those whose flights weren't delayed, and celebrated kind of a couple of anniversaries. We had ours. And then this was kind of afterwards with everybody. And my beautiful gift that everybody gave me, and beautiful card my husband gave me. And then the big anniversary, and I don't know if Gary's on. Is Gary and Diane on? They celebrated 50th wedding anniversary while they were there. And I know they had a wonderful, wonderful time. The other picture, hey, that's from my balcony. So I had a double balcony, and that was a view I had. If I looked to the left, I could see the ocean, but that was kind of my view every single morning that I got up. I kind of miss that view. Now, here is Laura Jane on. She's probably watching. She's just not not checking in. Laura Jane was Miss Popularity. She was like a superstar, I have to tell you, because Laura Jane is now 90. I think she's going on 91. And she's 90 going on 60, I think. She's an amazing woman. And I think a lot of people, nothing held her back. She enjoyed everything. And she was an inspiration to everyone. And not just to our group. There's all strangers and stuff was getting her. And of course, here's our 50th wedding anniversary couple. I think they were enjoying their breakfast or meal or something like that. There you are, Miss Judy. And of course, Beverly, I was jealous. Next time I go, I'm bringing my little floaty with me. So she was a smart one. She had her little floaty there, and she was floating around that 5 o'clock bar the whole week long. And all right, Vicki, there you go. What is he holding? Jerry, what is Jerry? I think it's a clam. I'm not sure what that is. And then there you go. See, now Beverly's got the right idea. The little floaty, and I think that's a mango margarita. I'm not sure if she's on or not, but that was just heaven. It was just great. And of course, we got the Kleppers in there. We got Ms. Deanne in there. I'm just running around catching pictures of everybody. Everybody probably killed me for putting these up, but they've been on Facebook, so guys all know. Laura Jane. Okay, now let's talk about the food for a minute. And I'm going to use Laura Jane for a minute. And again, the reason why I'm going on about Margaritaville, first off, I love sharing pictures. I don't have Travel Club right now, so I love doing this with you guys because we don't have Travel Club yet. And we always share our trips. But the one thing you want to do when you get into one of these resorts is check out the different dining options, because there's always more than one. All right. And poor Laura Jane and Suzanne had not discovered a couple of the specialty restaurants, and they were complaining about the food. I said, oh my God, everybody's loving the food, really? So I didn't realize she didn't know that there's only that one restaurant, which, by the way, I only ate at that one night. I never even went back because the other restaurants were too amazing. So we took her out. So that's it. You're having dinner with me tonight. And we took her out, and this was I don't know if she's on, if she can see this. I can't remember what it was, but that was like a crepe with crab and all kinds of seafood and things in there. Oh my God, when she took her first bite, it just like, oh my God, blew up. It was so amazing. So you guys tell me, was the food not good while I was down there? I thought it was amazing. Usually that's what I don't like about a resort is their food, but not this one, not Charisma. Charisma is gourmet, and it was pretty amazing. So Vicki says, yes, she confirmed that was a clam in Jerry's hands. And again, I go back to Charisma and Lomas. They took, for 2 days, I worked. I was a working girl and got picked up by limo in the morning, and we went out touring. I think I toured a total of about 12 properties, maybe altogether, from one end to the next, one under construction. I met every GM, general manager at every property. By the way, every general manager was a woman, just saying. And they were amazing. And the same cleanliness, the same gourmet, in fact, gourmet more so in some of the El Dorado properties. So the reason why we do this is to get me familiar. Like, you may say, well, Margaritaville looks good, it's great, but it's not my thing. I really want something that's, that's got more upscale dining, that might has more activities, more things at night. Well, hey, now I can tell you where I want to go. They even have over the water bungalows, et cetera, et cetera. So it was 2 days. I was exhausted. I said, I'm probably the only person in this entire all-inclusive that was in bed by 8 o'clock those 2 nights, but we were exhausted. We just ordered room service one night. And again, guys, keep in mind, all-inclusive, it was all included. So none of this was extra. Well, my working is a different story, but we had our own little pier that you could go out. I swam in the ocean there a few days. And then some of the surfboards. The one thing, the challenge that Cancun has right now, and it's not just this resort, it's the whole coast, because I saw it in every resort I went into, is all of that seaweed coming up on the beach. And they were doing their best to excavate and move it out of there. But the reasoning they're coming up with is Brazil, that Brazil has something to do with it. So I don't know, some trees or something. Some more pictures of the resort, changes in attitude. There's a little belongo. A wonderful spot over there. And then again, a birthday celebration. I think what I love most about this was my birthday, is that the Berthday was so sweet and special. I know who did that. They were just awesome. Again, more pictures and fins up. So it's always fins up. This is the Margaritaville. And if you just see the pristine, you just see the incredible cleanliness and neatness and newness of this resort. It was like that all throughout. Here's some more of the group. I can't remember what night this was. I think this was my birthday night. I didn't get to stay very long. But yeah, there's some of the gang having a good time. Oh, there we are. Got Sandy was in there. Got Donna, Darla. They have, by the way, entertainment at night, but this happened to be that they had this really amazing band that was playing by the pool, and they were playing the Margaritaville song and all this stuff that was going on. And this is Judy's hangout, So she said, "Well, everybody come on over to the porch and hang out." And the band was basically right there. In fact, they were dancing with the band leader right after that. Oh, and Carolyn's on. All right, I was talking about you and Charles there. They had a super time. Food was great. Employees were great about keeping things clean. Absolutely. There was never a worry. I didn't even think COVID the whole time I was there. It just wasn't even, I don't know, didn't even come. It was normal. It wasn't normal. It was back to normal, but it was like I did land in paradise, right? Whoop, whoop. There you go. See, Carolyn, I told you I'd get you. She just got on there. Carolyn, there's Vicky and Jerry, Charles and Carolyn hanging out on the beach. Look at that water behind. It's almost the color of Carolyn's blouse. Look how blue and beautiful that is. And that's Deanne yelling at me because I took a picture of her. And that's Beverly. She was in the pool the whole time. Now she's got this big old ball she's been playing with. It was just a lot of fun. So this is Margaritaville Island Reserve, May 2022, fins up. I bet the ones that were with me just did that automatically. It was fins up. And here's the thing. If you guys can see if I can move my little mouse here. Is it going to move? Probably not. Here we go. Right here is Gracia, which is the general manager of that property. And then here is off to the side is Nigeli, who is kind of like her assistant. And they wanted to be a part of this picture. They wanted to be a part of this group because they loved us being there so much. So that is where we just got back from. And this is where we want to go to. So if you guys had a great time, now I know Margaret's already signed up. I know Vicky and Jerry's already signed up. I'm getting signed up. But there is a Margaritaville Island Reserve, which is exactly what I just showed you, which is exactly what you just saw us all experience. But this one is going to be in the Dominican Republic, Punta Cana. And it's actually in a section called Cap Cana. And it's 15 minutes from the airport. They are running through May 31st. Today is the 25th. 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, 30, 31. There's 7 days left that you can get this deal. Now, this resort is brand new. It is just opened
It will open. It's not open now. It will open October 1st. And it started booking May the 10th. Well, it's not even on the inventory of my typical suppliers like FunJet or TI or Apple or any of those suppliers that I use. It's not even available. I can only get it through Charisma. And Air's not ready yet. So long story short, there's a couple of challenges, but to get this deal, I need to get you booked, hung into this price before the end of May 31st, if you want to go with us. Now, why did we choose December 3rd to the 10th? Well, a couple of different reasons. First off, Thanksgiving is done, all right? And December, the first part of December, the weather in the Caribbean is one of the best it is. It is just absolutely perfect, especially the Dominican Republic. So that the weather, you're in between the two holidays. But the big reason, Vicki, you want to tell them? She says, I can't wait. Vicki says, well, it's my birthday in December. And I said, and then Pat jumps up and says, well, it's my birthday in December. So heaven forbid we just celebrated my birthday at Margaritaville. So we're making this a birthday bash. And I know, Art and Margaret, your birthdays are in December. So I think Jerry gave me the hint. Maybe you need to go to Sam's and buy all the birthday hats. So we are going to have a marvelous time. And I just want you guys in on this. Those are the rates right now. Those are on the room. It's all inclusive. This resort is a little bit larger. There are more restaurants. I think there's Vicki, Jerry. I know. And if you guys are interested in this, I actually have the details of this entire group. I can email them to you. It has its own brewery. They've built a brewery and they are brewing their own beer. Deborah, tell Daryl that. They're brewing their own beer and they actually have a theater inside the brewery. I don't know what kind of shows, but I'm going to find out. So anyway, that is that. And that's it. I'm running over. I apologize, but I had to show all those great pictures. So I want you guys to spread the word. Okay, here we go. Pencil in, mark down these dates. This is what's going on. June the 1st, Travel Talk Tuesday at 2. We'll have another one. We're going to skip a week. And then we're going to go June 15th, skip a week, June 29th. And that's because right now, there's really not enough that I want to. I mean, if the stuff comes up, obviously we'll build it back in. If a lot of things starts changing or whatever. But right now, June 1st, 15, 29. I have a lot of things on the docket up here that as soon as I get Alaska going and things like that I'm going to be getting out there. So I'm going to have new announcements every week. So please come back to Travel Talk Tuesday at 2. And yes, we are going. I'm committed. I don't know how I'm going to do it financially, but we're going to do it. We're going to do July the 8th Travel Club. So I want the world at that thing. So I want you guys all showing up. I'll get with the press room. It's at the press room, you guys all know, and see what protocols we'll have. These protocols are changing so much, so daily. I would think by July 8th that there's really not going to be any, but I'll keep you posted on that. So just write those dates down. Stay tuned. I think on June the 2nd is my last segment that I did. I taped down in Cancun. There's going to be played on Daytime Tri-Cities, so be sure and be on that. And I think that is it. Be sure and like this post. Forward it on to other people, especially if you think they might be interested in joining me in December in Margaritaville. Would love to have you. So forward those over. Let me see if I got anybody. So what I'm going to try doing now is to stop sharing. Hey, I'm back. And let me get this down. I'm working off 2 computers, which is crazy. And there we go. Yay. Yeah, Vicki says birthday, can't wait. I think I've read most of these. Anybody got any questions? Darla, I love the comment. Darla says, we became known as the group with Laura Jane. That was true. She was amazing. Beautiful beaches and pool, Darla says. Sanitation. Deborah's ready to go back. By the way, I will mention this as well. If December is not a good date for you, or if you want to experience that exact same resort, you can do. Deborah is taking a group back in October and doing a whole Halloween fest. I'm not going to get to go to that. I would, but I'm going to be back in Cancun. No, maybe I need more coffee. Cancun, the 1st of October for convention. So flying in and out of Cancun twice in a month would be a little tough. But Deborah and her group are doing a Halloween party down at the Margaritavilles, and they're ready for her. And then if not, December, we're going to be doing a birthday bash. And I think that's it. All right. That's it, guys. You guys be safe, sane, satisfied. Talk to you later. Bye.